What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from ActionMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're doing Talking Oscars, Supporting Actress Edition. Last week I did Actor, before that I did Actress, and then I did Best Picture. I'm updating my predictions. Um, I might go 2 for 2 this week and squeeze in another supporting actor for you as a Thanksgiving treat. So be on the lookout for that. Get him all in November also. Kind of kills that bird with that stone. Sorry, bird. Uh, you're not the word anymore. Who's winning this? Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. And I ironically, up until this point, have not been on a certain train, and I don't need to be, and I'm going to continue to not be and see what happens. So previously, revisiting my previous predictions, I have been here for uh I had Tiana Taylor, no surprise, not going to change that. She's getting the nomination. Don't worry. I can't see a world in which Tiana Taylor doesn't get a supporting actress nomination for one battle after another. It's pretty much I would put her in first position. I don't know if she's in first position to win, but she's in first position for the nomination for sure. Because you don't even have with her, you don't even have the argument of like Amy Madigan and Weapons, where it's like it's a Zach Cregger horror movie. Like you don't even have that. Like her film is well liked. It's gonna sweep things. It's gonna get at least one supporting actress nomination, and I think she's outpacing Regina Hall. So absolutely, Tiana's in. I also had Elle Fanning for sentimental value, and I'm gonna stand behind that. I'm sticking with Elle Fanning for sentimental value. I think she's been doing the work, and between her and Lilius, uh, I shall eventually know her name if she gets nominated enough. Um, I think Elle Fanning makes more sense here to go along with Stellan and Renata Reinsve. So I'm going to stick with Elle Fanning, who I also predicted last time, whence last I was here. Then things get a little crazy, a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I kind of tried to swerve on some things. I went with Emily Watson for Hamnet. I thought this is going to be gangbusters for me because Hamnet is beloved. Everybody loves Hamnet. I had not seen Hamnet. Hamnet is structured in such a way where it's Jessie Buckley, and then you're lucky if you were radiated into through the performance of Jessie Buckley. It's hard to equate what Emily Watson contributes in Hamlet to anything remotely near what Jessie Buckley contributes, and she's a phenomenal actress. Um, I recently voted for something, and I didn't even vote for Paul Mescal because I thought he would get enough votes anyway, and there were more interesting nominees. But while he's great in Hamnet, that film is so geared to Jessie Buckley. It's crazy. So I don't think that the love is going to be extended. It's not quite an ensemble movie as you would think it is. People are grasping a little bit at straws, trying to bring up the like Jacoby Jupe and Paul Mescal and supporting actor. Great, they have brief moments, which is why they're in supporting. If you see the film, if you know, you know. That film is Jessie Buckley's film. 100. It's not even Chloe Zhao's film. It's not even her film anymore. She gave it away to Jessie Buckley. It's directed by Jessie Buckley. It's produced by Jessie Buckley. It's written by Jessie Buckley. It is all her thing. So I don't think Emily Watson's going to get it here. Sad, because that would have been a great thing to like jump on the train and ride until the end. Another one that I had was Odessa Zion for Marty Supreme. I'm not convinced that we're going the way of Gwyneth Paltrow. Some people are, and they're like, I think this is going to be Gwyneth Paltrow is the more established. Uh, yeah, and so was Elle Fanning last year for, and then they went with Monica Barbaro. So I think it is possible that somebody as young as Odessa Zion could still be recognized in this category in supporting actress, I think I'm gonna stick with that for right now. I don't think I'm gonna flip to Gwyneth Paltrow. The initial reactions to that film far, outweighed A Death to Zion, and now they're starting to come back around to Gwyneth Paltrow and be like, "Well, maybe Gwyneth, who hasn't been nominated for an Academy Award since she won for Shakespeare in Love, which is one of the films that people lament, should this have ever happened to begin with. It would be nice for her to get like a nomination for performance where people actually liked the performance instead of Harvey Weinstein paying a lot of people to vote for the movie. But maybe it will. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the Death of Zion. So that gives away 3 spots. And then for my final spot in the list, I had a lot of options, and I ended up going with Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, which, no, I'm not. I've seen that movie, and her character is so poorly written. I think the Bechdel test breaks. Like, she shatters the Bechdel test. It just dies, and it just goes away. And people are like, well, I don't know. She's a great actress, but that role is terrible. It's a terrible role for her. So that can't possibly happen. So having seen films now is like, well, that changes a lot. So I have 3 spots that I've given away. So Tiana, um, Fanning, and Odessa Zion. Still locking in. So who am I giving spots to? Because last time I left off 2 pretty big names. I was still holding back on Amy Madigan for Weapons, and I was still holding back on Ariana Grande for Wicked, for Good. One of those ladies is making the list, and I am more inclined to put Amy Madigan on here for Weapons because the conversation around her is so strong and the category is so weak that I think she's going to get in. And her film opened such a long time ago that I think she's going to benefit from it. I think she's going to benefit from this continued Amy Madigan Weapons, Amy Madigan Weapons. The whole film is about her campaign now. They're not really doing anything else with it. Weapons isn't going to get. Weapons is a 1 nomination film when it gets in. So I suppose the casting prize is just up in the air, so I shouldn't say that. Because no, everybody's trying to figure out what that prize is going to be and what it's going to look like. But yeah, for the most part, it's like a 1 nomination. So who else is there? I could give Regina Hall the nomination for One Battle After Another and say we're going to get 2 nominations in. A lot of people are going heavy on One Battle. That's a lot of nominations. Like double nominees in supporting actor and supporting actress. Like, that's a lot. And having seen One Battle After Another, I kind of feel like they should have left this category to Chase Infinity, because I would predict Chase Infinity in the 5th place spot. But unfortunately, she's running in lead. Now, here's the thing, and this is the thing that was debated when Michelle Williams had fuckery a couple of years ago. Just because you submit doesn't mean that people can't vote for you in a category. And there have been people who have ignored that before, and they have voted for, even though somebody ran a campaign for a certain category, enough voters ignored it that they actually ended up getting nominated in a different category. A great example of this is the Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Kaluuya, Judas and the Black Messiah, co-nomination and supporting actor. So there is no lead of that film. Neither Judas nor the Black Messiah are the leads of Judas and the Black Messiah. The representations of those characters. Lakeith did actually run a lead actor campaign, but he was nominated in supporting. So that's an example of one recently where Oscar voters said, just did what they wanted to do. I think Chase Infinity has a really good shot at that happening. I can't see many people looking at that and saying, this is definitely a lead performance. I just voted for something where they still had her in supporting actress, and her thing is supposed to be a lead push. I'm gonna go crazy, and I'm gonna say Chase Infinity gets a supporting actress nomination over Regina Hall for one battle after another because it's not going to happen for her in lead. She's too young. She's too new. And I'm going to snub Ariana Grande. Yep. Wicked for Good did not open as expected, and I can't I can't just say that it's gonna walk right into the same nominations as before. So if I have to say some fuckery is gonna happen, I think Cynthia gets in and Ariana does not. Um, so that is that. I think Cynthia might have a slightly better shot. She's a better respected actress in terms of her body of work. Ariana getting one Oscar nomination was a lot, as it was, you know what I'm saying, to begin with. The fact that she got in with as little filmography as she has, she'd now be a two-time Academy Award nominee for the same role. For when the second film is not as well received, it's easier to swallow with Erivo, who has done other films and has a prior nomination for Harriet, but it's a little bit harder for Ariana Grande in a category that is spread out. I don't know how many people are pushing for Ariana Grande, and I don't know how many people 2 months from now are going to be pushing for her when the category gets more crowded and spread out. And I think, given the fact that they're going to continue to push one battle after another, I think it's possible that Chase Infinity may end up surprising and getting a supporting nomination. I want to see how some of the precursors go, and if anybody else keeps putting her in supporting and ignoring the fact that she's the lead actress. Like, if she gets a Golden Globe nomination for supporting actress, is that possible? Because I think if more people give, if Critics' Choice gives the permission or SAG gives the permission to vote in supporting actress for Chase Infinity, I don't think she's going to get a lead actress campaign. It's a nice try, it's a nice thought, but I think she might get into supporting. And so if we're going to do 2-1 battle as supporting actresses, I think Chase could sneak in. So that's my bold prediction right now. If I had to try to guess, like, who to watch out for, like, who am I looking at? Aside from, like, yeah, I mean, Ariana's not far. I'm not going to say she's, like, gone. I am sort of intentionally taking a risk by not picking her. Yeah, I guess Emily Watson could still get in for Hamnet. Gwyneth Paltrow for Marty Supreme. Lilius for Sentimental Value. The other sort of, like, potential splits for these categories for these films. The other film is Sinners, which has two actresses running and supporting who either one of them could get in. And if Sinners mounted enough of a campaign to resurge itself, it's possible that one of them could get in. I actually think Haley has a better chance over Naomi, but I don't think so. I think the problem is going to also hit with supporting actors, that they have too many that are running for supporting actor, technically, and it's going to confuse it. Which is going to keep Delroy Lindo out of that race, I think. I think that's what's going to be in my predictions next week for supporting actors. I'm going to have to leave Delroy out, which sucks, because he should have gotten a nomination when he was all over Da 5 Bloods. Like, that was his film to be nominated for. So, because there are too many supporting actor performances being submitted, I don't know how people are narrowing in on just him when they couldn't even do it for the last film that he was up for. Sinners, I guess, has potential here. I don't really think, and Emily Blunt has no chance. That's a zero. That she's dead in the water. I don't think she's going to get nominated anywhere. She's like Ayo Edebiri for After the Hunt's going to get nominated nowhere. If Christy picks up, I would love to see Merritt Wever from Christy, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think that film has to pick up a lot, and if it picks up a lot, it's picking up Ben Foster. It's not picking up Merritt Wever. I think Ben Foster would get in supporting actor before Merritt Wever would make an impact on the supporting actors race. But I don't know. It's possible. I see her. She's been spotted. Like on Gossip Girl XOXO. Laura Dern for Jay Kelly. That doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Felicity Jones for Train Dreams. That's not going anywhere. Glenn Close for Wake Up Dead Man. maybe. I had her in a while ago. I think the first time I did supporting actress, I had her, but then her role is just so small that and predicting Wake Up Dead Man is tough. And then Netflix's release for it is not as big as it was for Glass Onion, so I don't think they're putting as much weight behind it. I don't know what they think. I think they think Frankenstein is solid, so they don't need Wake Up Dead Man. Like they see Frankenstein's doing pretty well in Precursor up to this point, and the train's probably not going to stop. And along with that, they might pick up some for Jay Kelly and Train Dreams along the way. And they're definitely like getting animated feature nominations, at least one, if not two. So, and documentary also, because The Perfect Neighbor is a strong documentary contender. So, and yeah, maybe Glenn Close is a no go for the first time in her life. She's getting nominated for whatever. She would also be a contender for the Summer Book, which is an indie film, but that campaign is just not going to amount to anything. Um, yeah, I think I don't know who else to drag out of the race here and throw up and say, oh, maybe this person, maybe anybody else is just, I think, kind of out of the too much on the fringe of the race. Too out of it. There's Odessa Young from Springsteen, right? But like Jeremy Allen White would be lucky to get in for Springsteen right now, let alone Jeremy Strong or her in supporting. I mean, that film has fallen off the face of the planet. So I think that's it. So those are my five. I'm gonna put Chase Infinity in the supporting actress race. That's gonna be my bold swing here. So we're going once again recapping at the final. Tiana Taylor, Elle Fanning, Odessa Zion, which could switch to Gwyneth Paltrow at some point, but we're going with Odessa Zion still. Gonna lean in on that. And then I added Amy Madigan, and I'm picking up Chase Infinity. I'm gonna say she gets nominated in supporting over Regina Hall and Ariana Grande. Um, I feel like Ariana fans are gonna come for me and it's like, listen, Wicked is not the reception for Wicked for good is not the same as the first level. It can't get the same nominations. It's just not going to. So if you look at like Avatar to Avatar, Way of Water, it didn't get the same amount of nominations. Like people when they've seen the thing before and then they see the second thing, it isn't as exciting. And I wonder, I don't know. I'm gonna keep Cynthia, I think, an actress and leave and just try to figure out that what the new thing is that one of them gets in and the other one doesn't. And that'll be like the shock to the system. They're both getting in at the Globes because I think the Globes has 6 spots for supporting. And there's the musical comedy category, so Cynthia's guaranteed a spot there. So definitely Globe nomination, but I think we may see some either Critics' Choice or SAG where Ariana or Cynthia doesn't get it, and they'll start showing the, you know, the tear in the fabric. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.